Curt Schilling, who thought he'd be even on the mound after what happened in Game 1. He's getting loose, and Al Leiter is standing by.
It's hurt after, what was it, Game 1? We didn't really know about it very much as a team. And next thing you know, day before, everybody finds out when he's supposed to pitch again, and he gets his thing repaired and put together, and he's going to make it start.
Hey, Joe, it's awfully raw down here, and with Schilling in his backside of his ankle, he's actually using the low-top shoes, as we saw in Fenway when he was thrown on the side using his high tops. And from what I see here, he's using his backside. He's pushing off the rubber fine. Physically, it's not a problem. In conditions like this, not only with dealing with a bad ankle, it's the weather and wondering how he's going to handle it mentally more than physically. But physically, he looks fine, guys. Back to you.
To compete in a must-win situation and go out there and command the baseball the way he did with way less stuff than he's used to throwing with was phenomenal.
All right, Al, thank you very much. Games 4 and 5, deja vu at Fenway Park. Because of all that, we're here at Yankee Stadium for Game 6 tonight. So now with 2 out, that gives Varitek a chance to put the Red Sox out in front. Varitek.
Yeah, sometimes you forget that, or sometimes I forget I ever got a hit.
Varitek has put Boston on top. A base hit to center, and it's 1-0 in the 4th.
There's so much concentration and work towards making sure you're getting people out. You forget sometimes that you did contribute some offensively.
What a solid at bat by one of the leaders on this Boston team.
Anytime you can grab leads with good pitching going on the mound, it accelerates. The first to score a lot of times has statistically the best opportunity to win.
A 2-out double by Millar, a wild pitch sent him to third, and Varitek drove him home with a hit. Cabrera's on with a single. Bellhorn, strike 1.
I remember he was struggling. He was struggling in that series, and coming in and hit that big home run for us, was huge.
Never let a pitcher get you out of way. That's down the left field line. Big trouble. Matsui on the run. That ball is off the wall. Matsui, I think for a moment, thought it was gone. It looked gone. Matsui reacted like it was gone, but then had to play it off the wall, and Francona's going to come out.
I mean, his confidence came back, and it was just like he was a new player.
And it's a home run. 4-0 Boston. Joe Torre's going to argue, but the umpires got it right.
Very important at bat for him when he hit that home run.
Off the end of the bat. Arroyo. The ball gets loose. It's down the right field line. Jeter coming all the way around. It's a 1-run game. And now we're going to have an argument as Francona comes out of the dugout.
He swatted the ball out of Arroyo's hand.
Tito, that's funny. Tito's like calling the umpire over like he's a school teacher. A lot of this stuff is amazing because we never see ourselves back on film, ever. You never watch and hear the broadcast.
This one might take a minute. First thing I thought was, oh boy, we work on this play to nauseam every spring training.
Such an odd play because there's so many thoughts going through my mind. Like, you watch it playback and you think like, oh, maybe you don't remember what was going on there, but it's very, very distinct in my mind, right? I'm throwing him an extra slow curveball on purpose because Alex loves to hit breaking balls. He destroys them. So if I throw him a 78-mile-an-hour curveball, he probably hits it out of the park. But I throw him a 68-mile-an-hour curveball on purpose to see if I can get him out front early in that bat. He cues it right off the end of the bat, which is exactly what I want, but the ball is spinning like an absolute top. And as all I can think about is don't let the ball hit your glove and shoot out. So I just, that's all I'm worried about is get this thing secured. So I get it secured and I go to flip the ball for an easy out to Doug Minkiewicz, and he's standing right next to me.
I've done that play 3 million times, and I think I was in the wrong place maybe 4, and that was one of them. And then I was wondering, I saw Alex reach his hand out, and I thought, like, kind of like that I kind of giggled. I was like, what are you doing?
When he hits my arm, he hits it really hard, and my glove flies off my hand, but I don't know where the ball goes. I catch my glove, and I'm just kind of like, in disbelief. I don't know where this thing's at. Obviously pandemonium, but I'm thinking, come on. I know we didn't have instant replay back then, but there's 6 umpires on the field. Normally we only have 4. I'm like, somebody had to see this thing. So I wasn't really that worried about it. But when I look back on the tape here, it's hilarious because Alex goes into second base and he's like, timeout, timeout. He's all serious. It's almost like a kid who stole something from somebody and is trying to justify that it's his, like in the moment, right? He was almost like, let's hurry this thing up, call timeout, get it ready, let's get the next play going.
All-time favorite reaction is Alex at second when he's like, you just got busted with your hand in the cookie jar and you're a 3-year-old. And Randy Marsh was the umpire at first base, and I was like laughing. I was like, Randy, please tell me you saw that. And he goes, you blocked me out. I didn't see it. And that's when like my face went from, okay, like they didn't see it.
I was talking to Orlando Cabrera, a couple guys near second base, and you kind of just, you're trying to take in the moment too, right? Like I had played the game long enough to try to actually just stand there and kind of observe as an observer, right? Like this, we're in Yankee Stadium, man. This is crazy what's going on. But I'm looking over at Alex and I'm kind of smiling a little bit, just like watching the interaction between him and the umpires. And he literally says, I can read his lips, he says, look at Arroyo. He's laughing at you guys because you got the call wrong. And then Orlando Cabrera had this beautiful moment with these guys over by our dugouts, and they had been all over Orlando the whole game. Orlando's going like this, and then he goes like this. And what he's saying to these guys is, don't cry, we're going to game 7. And it was like, what a beautiful moment. And then when they call him out, they start raining stuff down in the stadium. There's beer bottles, there's batteries being thrown on the field.
At the time, and as always, this rivalry just doesn't get any better.
The rest of the game with the riot crew on the field, it felt like you were in some sort of military, movie or something. I mean, it was something that you had never felt before or since inside of a baseball game. It felt like a riot, and what a beautiful moment to be a part of.
Ball 1.
Well, I know what I was thinking right here is like, you put yourself in a little bit of a jam.
Clark is only in there because of the foot injury.
At this point, I was running on fumes, so you had to dig deep.
2-0.
And then we go 2-0 on them.
2-1.
Man, that's a center cut 2-0 fastball.
2-2. Clark during the regular season, 16 home runs. Again, the Red Sox are 1 strike away from becoming the first team ever down 3-0 in postseason history to force a Game 7. The Yankees are 1 swing away potentially from winning it. Full count.
That's a big pitch right there because now on a 3-2 count, 2 out, Sierra will be running from first base. And his is the
yeah, it's it's funny because you kind of forget that. I don't really remember all the counts and all that, but it's like, wow, it's really back was against the wall. That was one thing about Tech you always knew.
The dependability that we had in him and his command of the baseball, to be able to get those quick outs, whether it be coming into a tough situation with guys on base or just starting the inning clean. I don't think we are where we are if we didn't have Keith and win these things without Keith at the end.
Runners go. Red Sox force Game 7. A tremendous pitching performance by Schilling.
Arroyo. You're as good as that day's starter.
I remember when it was over, it was one of those things where I had to dig deep. I was tired, and you see the emotions on my face. It was like, golly. Back was against the wall.
The Yankees so close to a sweep, and now here we are on Wednesday, October 20th. The winner of this game moves on to the World Series.
David hitting, Kelby Brown pitching. We know something magical was going to happen in that at-bat. I was expecting hard sinker up in the strike zone. and I was ready. I was ready.